What's up, Bills Mafia? I got 5 takeaways from the Bills' 34-25 loss to the New York Giants in their first preseason game. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win the Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. What up, Bills Mafia? Oh, boy. The Bills lose 34-25 to the New York Giants in their first preseason game of the 2025 season. Listen, who cares? Win or lose, I could care less in preseason. But it wasn't a pretty game for a lot of the rookies and the second-year players. We started off slow. I felt like the energy was very low from the team and to start the game. So there's a lot to take away from this game. But the good news is there's still 2 more games left in the preseason. So these players still have a chance to shine and show the coaches what they're all about, man, because there's still positions, they're still fighting for positions, right? Battling for these positions, players. So they need to show more. They definitely need to show more. So yeah, I was a little disappointed from some of these guys that just didn't show up. But let's get into this. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire, my favorite silent co-host. Let's get to it. Here we go. 5 takeaways from the Bills' 34-25 loss. All right, takeaway 1 is quarterbacks bounce back. It was announced earlier this week that quarterback Josh Allen was not going to play against the Giants. The Bills starter made way for Mitchell Trubisky to take the first snaps, and then Mike White entered the game after him. So basically, Mitch Trubisky had the first half, and Mike White pretty much had the whole second half. Those two have been battling for the number 2 quarterback spot. Trubisky might have slightly edged out White on Saturday, but both played similar. They started slow, then turned it on. Trubisky was 9 for 13, throwing for 138 yards and a touchdown. White was 8 for 13, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. That battle will continue. White could enter the game first in the Bills' second preseason game. And that's what I was thinking, to be honest with you. I did a live stream for the game yesterday, a watch party. And I was saying that I believe the Bills probably will have White start first on their next game. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if McDermott does that. Because, yeah, the numbers were kind of similar. I mean, 8 for 13, 9 for 13. Both had touchdown passes. I'll be honest with you, though. I thought Trubisky played a little bit better than Mike White. I was rooting for Mike White to be the second string quarterback, the backup, but it's looking like Trubisky might get that role. So we shall see. I don't trust either one of them still. I got to be honest with you, even after that game. I don't care for either one, but we got to choose, right? There is no magical backup out there, not that I'm aware of. So let's get to the next one. Bosa is here, and he played, and I got to be honest with you, I was really surprised that he played. Hey, be careful with Devin Singletary there, all right? Don't hurt Devin Singletary. Veteran pass rusher Joey Bosa applied pressure and batted a ball on third down to get the defense off the field early on against the Giants. Bosa's a roster lock, but was Buffalo's marquee signing of the summer, so it's nice to see him make a real quick impact. So so he was Buffalo's marquee signing. So I totally butchered that. But yeah, so look, I wanted to play Bosa there. I'll be honest with you, the first game. Second game, probably. You know what I mean? Most starters will play. I'm pretty sure Josh Allen in the second game, which is, by the way, Sunday at 8 p.m. We have the Sunday night game next week against the Bears. So I think Allen will at least get a series or two, maybe even the whole first quarter. And most of the starters, if not all of them, will play. So that's when I thought I would see Bosa. But they played a lot of starters yesterday, I got to say. So, but we'll see. The key to Bosa is to keep him healthy. We all know what he could do when he's healthy, right? The guy's a playmaker. But the problem is he hasn't been healthy. And that's my main concern. If there's a red flag, it's his injuries, right? For over the past 2-3 seasons. Guy can't stay healthy, can't stay on the field. So why risk it in week 1 of the preseason? I don't get it, but, nothing happened. Nothing bad happened. So, but you saw Teron Johnson. He got like a stinger. Something happened to his neck, and he went out of the game pretty quick. So is it really worth it for some of these veterans that we know what they can do on the field? Like, I don't need to see Teron Johnson out there. Now, look, I get these guys do need some sort of, they need to see some type of action before the regular season starts. I agree with that in a way too, because you got to knock the rust off. But, play it smart. Week 1 of the preseason, you don't really need to do that, right? The last game of the preseason, very rarely do starters play. So it's usually that middle game. So I would have preferred the middle game here, which would be Sunday, next Sunday. But it is what it is. Hopefully Teron Johnson is just a stinger. Nothing bad happened. But he did get hurt. So, I mean, we'll find out. I'm sure they're gonna talk about that later on. All right, here we go. Next up, rookies on the D-line. A few rookies on the defensive line stood out for different reasons. The good defensive tackle Deion Walker did not get on the stat sheet, but his athletic ability for being such a massive man was shining. Fellow first-year pro TJ Sanders looked solid as well. The bad, Landon Jackson has had a quiet summer and had one hugely bad play against the Giants. Jackson was flagged for an offsides penalty that negated an interception for rookie defensive back Jordan Hancock. So, once again, look, I'll say this with this whole everybody here, Deion Walker, TJ Sanders, Landon Jackson, all these guys. Deion Walker had a bad pass, but outside of that, I didn't see much, right? He didn't really shine to me, right? I didn't think he played terrible, but, these guys are trying to make a name for themselves, and I didn't see it. TJ Sanders, he looked good, but he didn't really make any plays either, right? Landon Jackson, who's this athletic freak, didn't really look too athletic. I saw him on the ground a couple times. So, once again, it's the first game. Okay, I get it. You got 2 games left to show something, right? I just didn't get a lot from these rookies. I got to be honest with you. But there's time left. There's still time to go, right? There's still 2 more games. So, the rookies, I got to be real with you guys. Nobody really stood out to me in Saturday's game. So, all right, next up, let's see here. Shavers making his case. He is. Trubisky's best play of his outing was a 58-yard throw to wide receiver Terrell Shavers that he brought down to the goal line. It was right before halftime, and the Bills settled for a field goal. Shavers is pushing for a roster spot once against this summer. He finished with 2 grabs for 70 yards against the Giants. Sometimes, I got to be honest with you, my silent co-host here messes me up when I'm reading their articles because they, like, I don't know how somebody doesn't proofread these. Like, this is meant to be throw. They put tro, 58-yard tro. That is definitely a misspelling. They're missing the H, right? So it messes me up when I'm reading these things. Yeah, so like right here, Terrell Shavers, receiver that Terrell Shavers brought down to the goal line. The goal line. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, do better, Bills Wire. You're my favorite silent co-host, and you're throwing me off here. God. Ray Davis is actually a kicker. Yeah, he made an extra point. Interestingly, the Bills did allow running back Ray Davis to kick a field goal in this one. It was an extra point. It wasn't a field goal, but whatever. Buffalo signed kicker Caden Davis to replace the injured Tyler Bass. He has something going on with his pelvis against the Giants. Even so, Davis was put out on the field to kick the game first extra point. Davis truly is the Bills' emergency kicker. And yeah, he is. And that's the end of that article. So look, guys, I just felt like, the first preseason game for these rookies, these second-year players, it was shaky. I'll give some shout-outs, though, to some players that I thought played well, of course, because it wasn't all bad. I thought Buffalo Joe Andreessen, I thought he played his ass off. He looked good. Like, that dude, he balled out. I thought he was everywhere on the field, making plays, making tackles, tackles for loss. He looked good. He shined. Like, if a player was shining on Saturday, he was shining. And it was good to see because, as you guys know, Matt Milano, injury prone, maybe his last year. Terrell Bernard, right? Like, great player, but also injured a lot. Like, we need young linebackers. We need to have depth at the linebacker position. And right now, Buffalo Joe is making an impact, making a name for himself that he belongs on this team. So great to see there. Terrell Shavers, great to see. And also, there was another guy that I didn't even know was on the damn team. Shame on me. And let me see if I can pop it up here on the screen here. So here's the stats real quick. But let me, because man, I'm like, who is this guy? Where is he? And I'm like, what? Right here, Ja'Cory Couch. I thought Ja'Cory Couch played pretty good. Corner. I didn't even know. I mean, shame on me. Didn't even know the guy was on the team. And I probably didn't know because I probably didn't think he was going to make the roster anyway. So I thought he played well in yesterday's game. I thought our punter did pretty good for the most part. I was a little worried about our punter. I thought he punted good yesterday. Brad Robbins. He had 6 punts, 318 yards in punts. He only had the one bad punt, which, in the end zone. Outside of that, I thought he did pretty well. He had a 61-yard punt that was as long. So he has a decent leg. Can't complain. I thought our kick return game was okay. Was it me or was that field really slippery yesterday? And I asked people that lived in Buffalo, was it raining at all? Before the game, they said no. But both teams, it seemed like they could not get their traction right. Like, they kept slipping and sliding every time, especially running backs. Right when they got the ball, they'd go to cut and they would fall. So I don't understand what happened in yesterday's game, why the field was so slick, but it just seemed like everybody was just slipping and sliding when they were trying to do cuts. Who else looked good? So I thought, oh, by the way, another person that did terrible and did not make a name for himself was the tight end, Zach Davidson, who had a great throw to him and he completely whiffed it, dropped it. And then he dropped another one shortly after. Apparently no hands. I mean, wide open. That right there will get you cut, bud. And yeah, he did himself no favors in yesterday's game. Because he catches that, he might take that to the house. So yeah, that was just crazy to me. Dawson Knox got a touchdown, but it's Dawson Knox. Like some of the players that made some plays here, starter wise, it's expected, right? I thought Reggie Gilliam played well, right? He had the one catch for 19 yards on that drive. Like he started, basically it was him that started that touchdown drive, right? I thought Josh Palmer looked pretty good early on. He wasn't out there long, but 2 receptions, 21 yards. Who else? Look, Shavers, obviously we talked about him. 2 receptions, 70 yards, 58 and long, 4 targets. Frank Gore Jr. didn't look bad. I got to be honest with you. Did not look bad at all. KJ Hamler was showing his speed out there. He looked okay. I thought Christian Wilkerson, who's been talked about in camp, played pretty well too, and he almost made a phenomenal catch in this game, but it wasn't. He didn't get both feet down, but I thought it was crazy. But he played pretty well as well. So there were some players that I thought played well. Both backups, quarterbacks, Trubisky and White. I'm not going to hate on them. They had pretty good games. They started slow, but then picked it up. So I can't hate on that. But like I said early on, if I were to have to choose one right now for the backup role, I'd have to go Mitch Trubisky right now, even though I'm not a fan of either one. Our defense, once again, is still a problem. 3rd and long. We cannot get offenses off the field on 3rd and long. For the life of us, we can't do it. We also can't stop a screen pass. We can't do one on offense, right? And we can't stop one on defense. It's a story of this team since Sean McDermott has taken over, right? We have no idea how to stop a screen pass. None. Like I almost wonder if offenses should just run a screen pass against us every time until we stop it, because we can't. I've never seen us really stop a screen pass. And we can't run one on offense. We're miserable at it. So, man, I don't get it. A play that's been around the NFL for ages, and we are just so confused on defense and on offense as well, on how to do one. Like it's amazing to me how bad we are with that. And 3rd and long. And look, you could say, "Oh, it's preseason, Tommy." No, man, this is a problem for years. It's been a problem on 3rd and long. So this is like what I watched yesterday for defensively is exactly what I see in the regular season. There was no difference in what we do. Bend, don't break, let teams kind of march down the field, and then hope that we, make them settle for a field goal or we get a turnover somehow. Like that's the story of this defense. Right? I still saw by the way, no sacks, 0, a big donut. Right? So yeah, we create pressure, but who cares? What does that do for us? Nothing. I mean, listen, I get it. Pressure sometimes can create a turnover. It could create a bad throw. So there is some good to pressure, obviously, of creating pressure. But the ultimate goal is to get home, to get to the quarterback, to create a sack. And we just cannot, for the life of us, get a sack. It just seems like, I don't know. It's mind-boggling. And we'll see, but I got to say, Landon Jackson did not look good. I didn't see anything from Solomon. Nothing. I mean, Sanders almost got home, but he didn't, right? Like, almost is the thing. We're almost getting home. We're almost getting to the quarterback, but we're not. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's scheme. I don't know if it's the players. Like, at this point, I don't even know anymore. I have no idea what to tell you about that when it comes to sacking the quarterback, getting to the quarterback. But it's a problem. So that to me stood out as far as, on the defensive side. Offensively, look, we had our backups in there. I didn't expect a lot going on. It was a rough first series, couple series for Mr. Trubisky. Then he got going, started to play a little bit better. But, it was, I got to say, yesterday's game was a little disappointing, for me, to watch for players that I thought should have played a lot better or should have gave way more effort. Keon Coleman did nothing. And I know he wasn't out there long, but nothing. I got nothing from him. All right, Curtis Samuel hurt again. He didn't play. I mean, at this point, that it's turning out to be a terrible signing. Terrible, because I don't even think you could cut him. Because if you cut him, I think we have we lose like $8 million or something like that in dead cap. It's not good, right? So you really can't cut him. You pretty much got it. I mean, you can, but you're going to have to eat that money. So it's looking like a bad signing. I mean, we'll see, but I wasn't happy with that. Cole Bishop's injured. I mean, he didn't play. He's missing valuable time again. Yet again, here we are again with a guy trying to, get that spot, right? And, battling with DeMar Hamlin, and he's injured again. DeMar played, right? I mean, it's unbelievable. And so, stuff like that is just so disappointing. So that's looking like a potentially a bad pick already. Guy can't even stay on the field, can't even play in a fucking preseason game because he's injured in camp already for the second year. We got problems with Bass now with the pelvic thing, which I heard could be, it can prolong, that injury can linger on, right? Man, and then they get a kicker way late, right? To me, with the Bass thing is a little concerning. Yeah, it's just, man, guys, at this point with the injuries and the players that we have signed and drafted that can't stay on the field is a bit concerning. I'm not going to lie. But anyways, the guys that did play, the rookies and the second-year players, for the most part, they just did not. They didn't show anything. They didn't showcase anything. There was, like I said, there was a few, Joe Andreessen, Buffalo Joe, right? He gave everything he had out there. Tyrell Shavers, right? He gave everything he had out there, right? He made a name for himself, right? But outside of that, guys, I pulled it up. All right. I showed you guys the stats here. The Zach Davidson guy, 2 drops. It just was running. I thought Ty Johnson looked good. 3 carries, 26 yards along a 14. Frank Gore Jr. I thought ran pretty well. Ray Davis honestly didn't show much. It was pretty cool with him kicking, but running 4 carries for 7 yards, not that impressive. Receiving, obviously the story was Shavers. I already went through that. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. On defense, I told you, Andreessen played well. Let me go through this list to see if I'm missing anybody. Trey White. I gotta say, I thought he played good, but here's what I saw from Trey though. I thought he played well, but I also thought his tackling was poor. He could not get a player down. He would wrap up a player, and the player would just, or the receiver would just drag him for another 3-4 yards. It seemed like Trey just did not have the muscle to complete the tackle, right? And hopefully he works on that, because that's a problem. That is a major problem. I didn't see him make a tackle for, a good solid tackle, right? He just seemed to struggle when it came down to tackling. That I didn't like at all. Let's see here. What else am I missing here? But overall, I will say this. He played pretty good. It just was the tackling was poor. I didn't like that. I thought Hancock played well. I'll give Hancock his due. Matt Milano, I'll say he played pretty well too. But he's a starter, right? These are guys I know if they're healthy, they can play good. That's why I'm not really bringing up the starters too much, right? Because I'm expecting them to play good, right? Like, I don't need to see Matt Milano play good in preseason. I know what he can bring I know what he brings to the table. You know what I mean? Dwayne Carter, I didn't think played good, to be honest with you guys. Damar Hamlin was Damar Hamlin. I mean, what you see is what you get. I got to be real with you guys. Let's see here. Couch, that's the one guy I'm like, who is this guy? I thought he played pretty well. I mean, outside of that, though, guys, I mean, I didn't get much. I really didn't get much from yesterday's game. And I'm just hoping for a better performance by these rookies and these second-year players in game 2 and preseason, number 2 and preseason game number 3. So what's your thoughts, guys? Comment below. I want to know what you guys are, what your takeaways were from this game against the Giants. By the way, did you see Brian Dable was like, what the fuck are you doing when Sean McDermott called a timeout at the very end of the game? Like, oh, what are you doing, Sean McDermott? Like, it makes it just make no sense. Like, what are you proving there? What are you trying to do? Like, I understand Brian Dable's frustration there. Like, dude, we're just trying to go home now. You're down 11. There's no time left. Calm your ass down, bro. Why are you calling timeout? It's mind-boggling. Like, what was the point there? That's what I mean about Sean McDermott sometimes. It's like, I don't know where his head is at. Right? Like, what? Anyways, that's my last takeaway. Comment below. Let me know what your takeaways were from this game. If I missed anybody, or if you feel like I'm wrong, let me know. All right, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.